here. But anyway, later, also me here in the website.
Yeah, we saw you and you are looking amazing.
Thank you,
Yeah.
man.
Okay. Okay, I'll start the recording. So we just start the AMA. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Crypto AMA Lounge. I'm your host, Black Adam, and today we have CryptoFanNetwork in the house. And Ozzy will be speaking up for the from the team, and he said Honor will be joining in middle of the AMA. He might be busy with some project related things. Okay, so before we get started talking about the project, could you please give us a quick background of who you are, what did you do before crypto, and how you got to be working in the crypto space today?
Yeah, sure. Well, me myself, I had a lot of opportunities in crypto market because as you can see, also here it's saying translator and gamer, and that's why when I first met the team, that's how I introduced myself for them, and I would like to explain you guys. I already lived from game market even before NFTs games came around last year, and I when this did happen for me and for the people I play with, it was really great because we were able to be, for example, the best in one of the best in Axie Infinity. Even some of my friends played professionally, and also we then joined Teton Arena. When we also went for Mir 4, A3, Nino Kuni, Kingdom Hunter will launch soon. Will be there also. So um, when I started playing these games, these NFT games, I also was able to work for some game projects. So that's why it's called Gamer here, because also we intend to make a platform and also our game in future. So it's really important to have someone that can play at high level at your team, because every time you do something at a high level, it's really different. For example, I'm a black belt in kickbox as well, and I used to train fighters for championships. And it's not the same as training a fighter that won't compete. It is very different, the details, the things you must do, and in game or any other competitive sport is this way as well. So a fighter that went for championships do have a view, a different view from a people that is just started, or even a black belt that never went to championships. That's what's also happening in games. So people would actually start looking for professional gamers to join their team and help them with how they can put gamification in crypto. There are some things that are really hard to balance. For example, a matchmaking, it's really hard to balance. For example, since Axie Infinity, it was already difficult, but some game NFTs, try to make an NFT with a time to expire. So if you, for example, that in Arena, if you didn't win, you would literally lose a lot of money because it was 100% for the winners and zero for the one who lose. And we started to win 100% of the times. And even when people try to balance this, we also would drop our elo. So it's really hard. Out these huge companies out there, Netmarble, that is the biggest South Korea gamer mobile company, uh, put a game in the market and the token is not very well as well. So I will show you a little bit about our game and our game platform, but it's not our main focus here because I do not see the market responding very well to a game right now. I even saw some other huge game projects that are even bigger than us in the aspect of gaming, and they are still struggling to release a game. So the market right now would not really, how can I say, support games as they might need to, because for what we saw last year also, none of them really went very well. And that's understandable. It's a new thing and we need to learn a lot more about this. But yeah, that's how I joined the team. And also about our team, we have here Bruno, that is our CEO, and he's also in the chat right now. As I told you, he was going to join us. He's here now. If you wanna say hi or something, Bruno, so they can hear your voice.
Okay, you have such a nice story and experience you guys have in the space is really awesome. It felt like I was listening to some kind of a motivational story, and personally, I really love these kind of talks with the experienced people, and there's so much to learn about everything. You guys are really doing something great, and what are the things you shared us with us today? It was quite an intriguing story. So let's start with the CryptoFan project. So could you please explain what is the CryptoFan project about and how it will benefit the investors? And then we'll just move on to the other questions.
Yes, of course. So here is about our project. It's going to be divided into phases. And the first phase now, we are focused on our NFTs, as I shown some guys that were here before, but a lot of other people joined, so I can show again. These are some of our NFTs. We also have special NFTs that you can only see when you click them, for example. And all these NFTs will be related to our comics. For example, we have our first comic here ready. As you can see, Captain Blockchain. And that's a funny thing I'd like also to tell you. I was talking to my brother yesterday and he asked me, but ain't Blockchain Captain a dumb name or a crypto dog? And yes, indeed it is, but that's how things in fact are. If you look, for example, I would like to ask you to tell me a superhero names that you like. Would it be like Superman or Spider-Man, Batman, or Captain America? So, in fact, the easiest the names are, the better it is for people to know. You see, that's kind of a funny thing that we chatted yesterday, but that is also a thing that you guys would like to know. This is all think because if we make a name that ain't easy to recognize, people would have more difficult to remember our project. So I do not think this is a problem. In fact, our names are easy, but we also have, for example, Eloni Mosquito and another characters that also give the history complexity. They have their own lores. They will interact with our metaverse. We intend to give them also voices. And about the project itself, a thing I would like to show you guys as well is that we have here our brands. CryptoFanNetwork is, as it says, a network, and it has, for example, CryptoFanatic. That is the first part of the project that we are aiming to make our NFT collections and our comics. That is almost everything done for the launch now. And we also have CryptoFan token, that is our first token, is in pink sale right now. We have also here another important part, that is Diner Crypto, is our YouTube channel. And a point about our YouTube channel that is important is that every time people ask me, how can you bring people from outside cryptocurrency world to your project? Since we know comic is like a billionaire market, and if you even look through Marvel and DC, it's a trillionaire market. So a thing that we must do to integrate these people to our cryptocurrency world is make it easier for them to join it. And how can you make this? By educating them and give everything they need from yourself. You can't let them search from another person, because maybe they'll say, oh, I'll do this tomorrow, or later I do this. If they saw something from you, the people that they like the NFT or the comics, teaching them how to get them and making it easier also, as we, for example, made a huge partnership with a fintech, Fidelis, that accepts, for example, a lot of other payments, credit cards, and also as we are a Brazilian team, we accept, for example, Pix, that it's our main way of transfer money here. So that's an important aspect as well. You need to make it easier for everyone from the outside or even from inside that might have a doubt to be able to have their doubt answered by your team, yourself, it is easier for them to do. Not even in our project, if you are trying to sell something, for example, I used to have an e-commerce where I sell very high prices of motor accessories. They were really expensive. And people would ask me why this is more expensive, for example, than a normal. What makes it different? And then I had to explain everything so they can truly see what's the difference between a thing that's, for example, $100 and $2,000. You need to explain them. If you are trying to sell, for example, alcoholic drinks, if you teach your public, if you explain them why your alcoholic is different, they will get interested. They will really see, oh, this is different. I can see why, and then they buy. You can't sell without education your client, and that's also an important thing in crypto world, even more important than in normal world, I would say. So we also have here in the team that is there for help people to join, and we also aiming to make CryptoFanNetwork. That is another part of the project, the second phase, I would say this way, where we intend to give opportunity to musicians and for people who really do great art. As you can see out there, there are a lot of people that don't have a space to show their art, or at least they have but don't receive for it. You can see beautiful NFTs for $1 or beautiful musicians playing songs for free and didn't receive anything. So we are aiming to make here, as we're going to have our own marketplace. We have, for example, here our DEX. I'll also show a little bit more for you guys, but our marketplace will be here as well. We will try to give opportunity to everyone to join. Of course, there will be some things that people must present us before joining the platform, but we will give them the opportunity, maybe not to get millionaire with their art or with their music, but we intend to make it possible that they can live from what they love, or at least earn an amount of money from it. So that's the focus of our CryptoFanNetwork, to make possible that people can live from what they truly love, and also to give voices for NFTs, that when the last phase come around, that is about the games, we will be having a huge metaverse where we have our own NFTs, our own comics, and the NFTs have their own voices. As it is a comic, there will be monthly editions, so every month there will be new things for people to see. The heroes will have their, for example, a phrase that they use a lot in the comics. We intend to make this phrase also audible with our records, and we can also work with huge names out there that make this kind of work and are from, of course, geek world. For example, I don't know if it was a huge thing in your country, but here Dragon Ball is a huge thing. So we can work with people who made their voices, and this will bring a lot of people who love comics from the outside for us, for example. And also the last phase is CryptoFan Revolution, that is our gaming platform and our game. But as I told you, I do not think it would be a really nice moment to start developing a game right now. There's a lot of things that we need to learn, and we need to see how it will be, because I can't tell for sure I can make a game that will work. That's almost impossible for anyone to say now, because we've seen all these huge companies trying, and they really couldn't make it. It's very hard, as I told before, to balance a game against us. It's really, really, really hard. But well, that's the thing about our project. And as I told you guys, the first main focus here is our NFTs and comic books collection. That also goes well with our token that is already on pink sale. And yeah, about the project itself, I'd like to know if you have any question or something.
Yeah, the presentation you just did, it was really awesome, because things you said are really important, especially educating the people and also providing a platform to even musicians and the metaverse, NFTs. Everything seems really awesome. And the NFTs you showed are breathtaking as well, I might say. Okay, I have a couple of the questions to ask. As you said, you are not thinking of the game to develop right now because, as you think, that people are not interested in the games. So it means you just have plans for the games, but you are not in the phase of developing the game. You are just planning about the game, how will it look and how will it work, right?
Yes, I would like to ask you. I would like also want to ask you something. Are you a gamer yourself? Have you played some games out there?
Yeah, I have been playing the games, but I don't think we have a blockchain game until now that can just keep the players for so long before, because the gameplay is not really good. When we play a game like a week or 2 weeks, then we are just fed up with the game and we want some other game to play. Yeah.
Yeah. So I also would like to ask you, do you know, for example, Call of Duty series from Blizzard is a huge series, you know?
Which one? I couldn't
Call
hear
of
you.
Duty, Call of Duty
Well,
series, do you know?
no,
From
I
Blizzard.
don't. No, I
Yeah,
haven't played.
Call of Duty is one of the biggest games now. They ain't NFT though, but they are really a very well-known series from Blizzard, one of the biggest out there in the world. But
Yeah,
they
Call of Duty.
also,
Okay, okay.
yeah,
I misheard you because there was some noise in the background. You're talking about Call of Duty. Yeah, I have played the Call of Duty. This game was my favorite one. We would just play with my friends and in the multiplayer, and it was really awesome.
yeah, all for me. But for example, more than 50% of Blizzard incomes does not come from Call of Duty series, but for they really came from Candy Crush, you know? So that really is a thing that makes you think in what kind of game are you trying to develop and what people you want to aim. So today, how things really work about gaming is that every day mobile are getting more players than computer. Easier games are easy to get people into it and even make more money. So thinking about our project as it's a project that we want to share and show the world our brand or NFTs wouldn't be the idea to make a huge game, for example, Mir 4 or Call of Duty, since we need to make it easy to people to join it and really enjoy and be able to earn. So I do think for now the best thing that a game project can offer would be, as we are aiming to, as I said, spare our brain around the world is to make a mobile game. You know, it would be better for the project itself. I know a lot of people, when thinking about game, start to make huge thinkings about that. They start thinking, how can they make the best game in the world so people will join it? And I would like to say that Candy Crush is not the best game in the world, but people do join it, and it makes more money than Call of Duty. So that's the thing I said here, so you guys can think and understand how it is really complex. And sometimes people, I see other people, other voice chats about other products talking like it's an easy thing, that people made a mistake here and there that is easy to fix. But every time you fix something, you create another problem, because you also need to have, as I said, a high level vision from players as well. You need to test very much. You need to do a lot of research on how gaming are going nowadays and how to implement this in the NFT world. And I do study a lot. There's also a documentary on Netflix, so you can guys see, for example, about how mobile games are going nowadays and how is the future of games working as well. I also know here a lot of platforms that were recently put out in the market. For example, this one pays you in dollar for play League of Legends, and also for there are some for Call of Duty, and they have their own style of give prizes here. For example, 20 people join, and even the 10th place win, and it uses APY to to work along with the game. There are tournaments everywhere, so this is also another thing that is really new into game market. There are a lot of these platforms coming in. They aren't in fact from crypto, but it's also showing us that the games itself are really changing, not only about cryptocurrency itself, and people who are making NFT games should have at least more knowledge about how games are nowadays, not only in NFT market. There are so many new things happen that would be also great to implement in the cryptocurrency world. But yeah, as I told you, I do not think that might be the one, or at least not only me, able to make a game ecosystem where it will be for sure working well. So that's why we are delaying it, because it's a really complex accent, and we are aiming now, as I told you, to make our main focus, that is NFTs and comics. But just so you guys can see how hard it really is and how things really change nowadays very fast, you know.
Yeah, I think I've seen people are just making the games similar to the old games like Pac-Man and other arcade games, and even games like Call of Duty we have currently in the market are not up to the mark. People claim they are developing AAA game, but players just lose their interest after a few days, even few hours, because it is not because we don't have any kind of quality in the game that might interest the gamers experience, or they can just make the players committed to them. So I think launching a new game will have a lot of work to do before even launching the game, because you should know what gamers want and what is the market current trend. So I think it's a great idea that you delayed the game and you are just currently focusing on the NFTs and comics. Okay, move.
Yeah, okay. So thank you about our distribution here. As you can see, we have 1 billion tokens supply, and we made a small private sale of only 27 BNBs, and the supply can be burned at 1% monthly. We also have here a huge reward wallet for people that also work very long with our decks. For example, we intend to make, as our decks will be released soon, better farm and staking pool for people who own, for example, our Genesis NFT. So they are also able to earn more in the stake using their NFTs, and that's also another thing that I'd like to show you guys. Just let me finish here. We have 7% for liquidity, 50% for the launch. We have a 2% per sale that is on pink sale, and we, in fact, as I told you, made a small private sale, and that was a good thing, because although it has vesting, it can be a main problem for a project to make a huge private sale, for example, because you can expect a dump. So not in our project, we don't expect that. And even people who invested with us, as I told you, we are Brazilian. Most of the first investors of ours was as well Brazilian, and we do know them for a long time. Bruno know him, Daniel know him, and they've been working together for a long time, and we do know they trust our project and they won't sell, for example. That's also a good thing. And about the stake itself and the platform, another thing that I would like to say for you guys is that I do not think that putting an NFT as reward forever in tokens is a good thing. I know a lot of projects been doing this, but and not saying that they are wrong, but if you give an infinite amount of tokens for someone, one day this won't be good for your ecosystem. So that's how we intend to work here. We intend to make possible that there will be temporarily stakes in our platform. We can do this very well because we have our own DEX and soon our own marketplace. So people who has NFTs will be able to receive unique but also surprise giveaways. Maybe, for example, we can send in another NFT, or we can send in a little bit amount of tokens for a time, but it's necessary that it keeps changing. As you see, for example, in game market, you never can buy something again if the time passes away. It's very hard for it to appear again. So the reward we aim to give here is the same way. They'll be temporarily, and after this time, they won't be able to get this again unless it will be a huge event or something. So this is important for the economy and the ecosystem because we can, for example, give away figure reactions, we can give away NFTs, banners, we can give away, of course, according to the rarity of your NFT, your reward will be bigger. If you have a rare NFT, you receive less. If you have, for example, a legendary NFT, you receive more. But working this surprise factor in people, like you guys must have found that a lot of projects out there have a Mr. Box, or as you used to do in World Cup, you open a package and you get, for example, you don't know what you are getting inside, can really have a rare thing or only commons NFTs. This is also a thing we're aiming to do, but always work in this surprise factor in people, because that's also a thing that will help our economy and people also get excited for it. I mean, if you buy an NFT, you know you are going to earn tokens for the rest of your life. You do expect something that can be also good or not good. As I told you, depends on your point of view. But if you don't know how much you can earn, I mean, you can earn something here. We have, for example, our first comic collections that I only gave away for one of the hugest Turkish groups. I made a giveaway for them of our comic and never going to do it again, for example. Also, we can make a giveaway after our decks about our comic later, and that will be our most valuable item, even more valuable than maybe receiving in tokens, you know?
Yeah, I understood. Okay, and for the staking, I have a question about the staking platform you have. I wanted to know that will there be any tiers available according to the time? Like people can stake their tokens for the 15 days, a month, or 365 days? And will there be any early withdrawal mechanism in your DEX?
Yes, you have some locked farm where people have to lock it for days, but we also intend to make possible that people can withdraw their earnings without taking off the stake. That's an important thing, you know. It's really bad if you lock something and people can only, as I told you, as you're aiming to give away also comics or rewards, it makes more sense so people can get this comic and not only get it after the day it's locked. So we are going to use this way, but in the way I told you, we are going to let the rewards so you can earn before the time ends, if it's not tokens, of course. But we also aim to make here in our decks, for example, we have a 9% tax in our token, and in our decks, it will be a little cheaper for you guys. We have all these plans, and our decks will be soon ready for you guys to work with. It is our next main goal, and after this, we're going to put our marketplace here. It is everything in the roadmap. We are, in fact, following our roadmap very well, because I do not like also projects that I could put in a roadmap. We're going to make a game with virtual reality and things like that, but that's almost impossible for you to say from what we are now. You know, we need to be realist. We are going to give you a marketplace, and some few period of time we give it, and then we move to another possible thing. But that's how it will be working here, and how we intend to work as well with the decks, putting something, showing people, and then making another thing.
Okay, that's really awesome, and you guys are doing great things with your DEX for the staking. I see some of the innovative features as compared to other decks we have currently working right now. And I was reading about Crypto Fanatics Satoshi Group and Crypto Fan Records and Evolution. So, could you please explain to our community members how they are associated with Crypto Fan Network?
Yes, of course. So here is even some more of our characters, so you guys can check out. And it all works together very well because when you start thinking about an NFT series, you need to also make them unique. You need to think, for example, what really gives value to your NFTs. NFTs don't have, in fact, any of them have any value. People that give the value to them. So first of all, we need to make our brand known in the world. People need to see our NFTs and find them pretty. People need to know that we also have, for example, a partnership here with Ibrahim that, oh, I couldn't see, but I'll send for you guys a LinkedIn later. He even made some work for DC and Marvel. We have these partnerships that are also very important in our metaverse because we need context to show people worldwide our work. And for example, as you asked me about how these all work together, we have here CryptoFanNetwork is our comics and NFT series that also work along very well with Dider Crypto and also works very well with CryptoFanNetwork because, as I told you, we intend to give, for example, voices to our NFTs. We are also aiming to make animations in the future about our NFTs. Of course, we need to be realistic. We are focused on the comic right now, and monthly there will be new editions. But once we start making comics and people start reading it, every time this will be easier for everyone to see that CryptoFan is a network and their brands work together very well. They all in the future are going to be one itself. They would. I can say that they can work. Alone. They don't need necessarily to work together, but together is what makes a metaverse. We see a lot of time people talking about metaverse, and the thing we must know about this is that you need people to really join into our project, to really know your project, so you can be able to make a metaverse itself. And you also need a strong community for that. So that's why we, for example, will also share in our groups some histories about our characters. We have here, for example, it's in Portuguese, but we have the lore of each of our characters here. Something I lost all my connections. That's why everything I enter here needs ask me to log in again. That happened yesterday. But we have the lore of our character here, and let me just show you guys. Yeah, I can also give you the link for this, but this is the page where we have all the lore of our characters, the history of, for example, Eloni Mosquito and Captain Blockchain. So you guys can also think about this. Eloni Mosquito, for example, is a joke with Elon Musk. We have all these Easter eggs that are also necessary in the comic world to also make a metaverse. As I told you, people really need to join our project. They need to have something to also search in your project. You can't tell anything. You need to let people speculate. People think, oh, what will happen? What this guy will do? You need to know how to share an information. This as well working along with our marketing. I will talk a little more about it later for you guys. These all working together is what really will give value to our NFT. Also, who will use them, who will share them. All of this is also a thing that you need to think when you think about our network, about our brands, because together it all makes a lot of sense. Maybe from a point of view of you guys, you might have some doubt, but when you see, as I see here, with the how I can say the knowledge I know about the project, it really makes sense, and that's what I would like to show you guys how this would all work together. We can make the voices in the future. Characters, voices, and lore will be easily made into a game, more easy than if we had to build everything from the beginning, and also would make no sense to not use our characters because people will like us for our products.
Okay, understood. And I have a couple of the questions to ask from whatever you said, like about the comics and read to earn aspect of your project. But I want to know, will the comics only available in the metaverse, and through reading them, people will be able to earn? How will it work? And also, do you have any plan to have any comics for the people who don't want to read and just want to listen or interact with the comic characters which tell them the story?
Yes, that's also another important thing that is also easy to make, and we are also aiming to. I don't know, as I told you, if you guys are gamers, but from this geek world, there's a thing that happens a lot in YouTube. I can even show you guys here without they made any, any real deep research. I can put here lore of some character from League of Legends, and you guys can see that it has a lot of views, but it don't even have a video. It's just a history. And that happens every time on YouTube. So we also intend to make at first and also put it on YouTube so people can hear. That is also an important part of the project, because since it will be free and people will get to start have interest in the project, because when you have to pay time unless you're really interested. But if you can join the project to get to know it a little bit for free as well, it makes much more sense. Much more people can see and much more people have interest in this. So this is also a thing we're aiming to do right now. But in the future, we intend also to unite this to the crypto world and our records. But so you guys, only for you guys to have an idea of things that we can do for now, that is also important, you know?
Yeah, that's really important for the people, even for the people who doesn't know about the crypto space. And you guys are, I read that you guys are also providing a help to the people or facilitating the people who don't have any knowledge about crypto. So could you please shed a light on this aspect of your project about facilitating the people who don't have any knowledge about crypto? How will you guys do it?
Yes, that's interesting. So we are aiming to make, we are in contact with events, geek events all around the world, for example. That's a good way to start. I also told you about, for example, professionals that make voices for animation. They are also another point we can focus. But once we reach this public, you know, that are from comics itself, but not from our world, we need to understand, for example, what will they think? Imagine yourself, you never heard of crypto before, you see something like this. Oh, it's very beautiful. You know, it's nice. I would like to know more about this. So we, as I told you, are making tutorials for them as well. They will be on our YouTube channel where they can get. For example, we made a partnership with someone and we redirect them for our channel or even for our Telegram group, and we will give them all the help they need, answer their questions. But it's important to make, for example, a little brief of all the questions these people might have. So first of all, it's beautiful. How much is it? Where is it from? How can I buy it? Oh, I don't know nothing about crypto. How can I, for example, create a MetaMask? It's important for you to show them how to create a MetaMask as well. Every step they might need, we've been thinking and we writing it down. It's a technique to understand the pain of our clients. And by pain I mean what make them not join your project, what are the things that are making it difficult for them to join. And we thought some of them I can share with you. For example, how to create a MetaMask, how can I use or my real world to buy this. That's also why we have partnership with a fintech that people will be able to buy from credit cards and from another payment types. But our main focus, of course, our main goal will be to be able to bring these people and to answer all the doubts you might have about the project and the crypto itself, at least the basic ones, to join it. And we also work along with another communities. We have partnership with other communities also, maybe here in future, I don't know, where people who get in our group knowing nothing about crypto, the first thing they also will ask is, where can I learn more about this? And we can't teach everything about the market. So we also have these partnerships where we can send them. So for example, here, this huge community here, they have a lot of good voice chats. You will get to know a lot of projects. They will also help you to answer all the questions you have. And that's in fact good for us and good for communities, because it's not good for us that we have people in our group also that don't know anything about the market, and it's good for communities to receive these people for us. And most people think sometimes that if you give everything to a people, they will just, people try to hide, try not to show other projects, try not to talk about other projects, try to make like your project is the best in the world. But we do need to know about other projects. We do need to know about the market. We do need to study all the time, because it's a really new thing. So that's our main goal. As I told you, when you educate someone, they are kind of even thankful for you. It's not, for example, imagine you are outside the cryptocurrency world, you get to my group, I teach you how to create a MetaMask and everything you need, and then I also tell you, hey, if you're looking for more, you can join this community. They won't join the community and let your project. It's the opposite. They'll be thankful for you. That's how it works in real life, the education thing. And that's what we are going to do to make it easier for them to join. And also, we are looking for other worldwide payments that might be interesting, as we have here in Brazil Pix. I know in Portugal they have another one, in Europe they have another one. So that's also a main focus for us.
Yeah, I think education is really important for everyone, because I see a lot of people are in the crypto space, but uh, when some new user come into the space, they just don't know anything, and the tutorials we have right now are just limited to some simple or basic things, and education is really important, and also spreading the awareness to non-crypto users and onboarding them to the crypto space, because there are a lot of opportunities for the people to earn some money with this crypto space. Even people are making thousands of dollars a week. So it's really good to hear that you guys are focusing for education purposes. Okay, I have a couple of the questions, but I won't take long, and I won't take all of the questions because we have 15 minutes left, and I see there are a couple of the investors we have in this PC want to ask their questions. So we'll take their questions, but before I'll ask a few of the questions myself. I was wondering that do you guys have any plans for launching any physical products associated with the NFTs or comics as well?
Yes, in fact, we have. As I Before I joined the cryptocurrency market, in fact, I work with some companies. My dad had I don't quite know how to say in English, but he would melt the people melt metals, and they need to make a mold for the thing they are aiming to make. For example, if you try to make a cup, you need, for example, to melt, if it's from a metal, to melt the metal, and you need the form of the cup. That's what my father makes. Most of the time they are from wood or even other metals. But having this opportunity, I got to know a lot of companies that make this kind of work, and also as I had an e-commerce, I do have a lot of contacts here in Brazil, so we intend to make physical products as well. For example, it is very easy for us to make a beautiful thing that people may think it's expensive, but as we know people from here, it's not that expensive. A metal made in a machine, from metal, we can make it from every kind of metal we want. We can paint it medals about our NFTs, also figure actions. Also, we have already our shirts. We have a lot of physical products that will going to be spread worldwide for people. Also, they might be one of the rewards from our decks as well in the stake. And that's also an important thing because we can use this physical project as well to bring people from the outside to know our products from cryptocurrency world.
Okay, that's really awesome. The story you tell us about how your father was making these kind of things. I think everything needs to be prepared by going through a certain kind of process. Because if we can't just let a thing from every necessary step we have, we can find a gem. Even diamond needs to be processed because to give its shine and its hardness, it needs to go from a certain kind of process. Okay, I have one more question.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, actually, what is the? Could you please tell us about your private sale and pre-sale plans? And will there be any whitelisting required for the pre-sale as well?
So our pre-sale, in fact, is our pink sale here, and our private sale already ended. As I told you, it was only 27 BNBs, and that's a good thing because although we have our vesting system, it may be one of the hardest thing for projects to balance is the private sale and pre-sale, so we can expect no dump. And I can tell you that the people that first bought our private sale that we used, as you can see, for a lot of marketing, I don't even think the team got even one BNB for themselves itself. We are in fact expecting our pink sale to end because it's also important to be realistic right now. We are making something kind of new, and if we aim to make a lot of money for us at this moment, of course we want money, but at this moment we need to share our products, we need to share our brand, so we need to market a lot. And after our pink sale as well, we aim to really be able to make money from this project in the future. I not saying that we don't need money, of course we do, everyone needs this, but if you aim to make a thing, you also have to give up on some other things for it to work. you know for now, for example, we are aiming to make our pink sale here. As that's also another thing I'd like to say, you guys. As you can see, we only sell 0.2 BNB, and that's a thing that yesterday I was really thinking about it because we had bigger buffs from here. We have more than half our theft cap in 1 minute because we did a lot of partnership with groups that are really expensive, and all their investors did like our project, although it's different, but people are afraid. People at this moment are afraid because it's something new and they don't know what they should expect. And I do believe that's why even our biggest sales were removed here. But I talked yesterday with a guy named Jamal. I don't know if you guys were the voice chat there, and he gave me a really good advice that we are going to follow this day. Inclusive, we are going to talk with investors, our main Brazilian investors, and also we're going to talk to a huge Brazilian investor community as well. We have a lot of other market plans, YouTube videos that are going to be released, and all the kind of things to help us in our pink sale. And I'll also uh, like to give opportunity for you guys. I know it's hard, but when someone created the comic books in the 80s, no one expected that it would be this billionaire market as it is. And maybe it's the first time that you guys are hearing someone from Brazil talking with you. And we don't, so you guys can have an idea. If I am the first Brazilian you are hearing, how many of me out there won't be here to present their projects? How many people from our crypto that is already very little space, how many of these people here don't know our project? How many projects do you guys don't know from Brazil? We have a lot to grow even in our market itself. Sometimes we keep aiming from the outside, but the inside itself is not as global as it seems. I can tell you that I've been working for a lot of Brazilian projects as well, and none of them did what we did here before. We spent like 2 BNBs for a voice chat for one of the hugest communities in Turkish. That's a lot of money for us, I think, for everyone. So I would like to ask you guys if you liked our project, if you trust us, if you want to invest. We need right now to bring investors for us. We are aiming at this because we know if we have, for example, one BNB here sell, a lot of other people will join because today at night, after we achieve at least more than one BNB, I will talk with all the communities that are also our partner. And when they're all these communities, these huge communities that we went there, that were expecting to buy, as I said itself, they bought more than half of our soft cap. But we need to show them trust. So I'm going to ask the same thing now, the groups I'm going right now. If you can help us, if you like the project, if you believe, we are indeed working hard. In fact, I have more than 3 voice chats to do today, and we are going to spread this all around. So if you really enjoy the project and you want to invest, doesn't matter how much you can invest. If you invest, it will help us a lot because we need to bring this trust for all the communities we have out there. And once they see this, I'll be able to talk to them. And I do know there are a lot of investors out there that are interested in our project.
Yeah, it's quite interesting story, and you guys are really doing great job. And we are just at end of the time. But before we get to some community questions, is there anything that we haven't covered that you would like to tell our community about, or we just go through the audience questions?
Yeah, we also are having a huge giveaway in our public sale. The biggest sale will win 10 BNBs. That's another thing that makes us very confident that we can turn around this. Once people lose their fear and see the big reward it has, they are going to invest with us. That's what I said yesterday. I'm following Jamal's advice, and I really like if you guys trusted us and gave us an opportunity because we really work really hard, and I never saw a Brazilian project did what we did before. And I do know because a lot of people even send me private messages. A lot of groups invite us to a present there. I do know there are a lot of people interested, but they are afraid. But of course, it's the right of everyone to have fears and to have doubts about projects. But in this market, you gotta take risks, and I do think this is a risk that it's worth taking because you guys can check our or Telegram later and all the things we are doing. We are making really huge market. That's it. I'd just like to give this invite and tell you guys about our reward. But of course, let's move on now to the community questions.
Okay, that's great. Okay, so community members, just raise your hands for asking the questions. Rewards amount will be split among some great questions, and also there will be a wheel spin for the participants. I have gathered a list of the participants who are actively taking participation in the VC, and we have 8 NFTs and 3,000 tokens to be given away. We'll just provide the winners' names along with their wallets to the crypto fan team, and they will be sending you the rewarded NFTs and tokens. Okay, now let's see who's raising the hand, and I'll just unmute them. Okay, let's see. A lot of people are raising the hands. I see a lot of people are just raising hands. Okay, Azi Cage, you're allowed to speak, mate. Go ahead, ask your question. Azi Cage.
Hello, good afternoon from over here.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Great project. I actually enjoyed the AME. My main question is actually about the comics. I'm actually into comics a lot, so I would like to know how would it work? Would we have a minimum amount of token or NFT before we are allowed to read the comics? Also, are there earnings associated with the reading of the comic, probably like read to earn or something like that? And lastly, about the comics, the front page of the comics I saw on your website and your light paper, there was an X there, and that X is the logo for another project, Protocol X. So I would like to know, is that project also a partner of yours or a potential partner?
Yes. So about the X, yes, it's even our project itself. It was just kind of name change because we wanted to make a network, but the X project was our previous project. I can not previous, it's the same project, just the name changed. Also, if you check our Diner Crypto, our YouTube channel, you also see some of the videos have an X in it, and it's about this other name we had. And about the comics itself, for now, we have, as you saw itself, our first special edition that is our most valuable item, and for people to be able to read it, the first one at least, we are aiming to make it possible for people that have NFTs. I don't know if all the kinds of NFTs and also an amount of token that will also in future work with our DEX by a stake, because I know, as you guys might know, PooCoin, for example, work this way. If you have a certain amount of PooCoin tokens, you have special rewards in the website. You can see the wallets and stuff like that. We intend to make something really like that in our DEX, where people can stake and also have access, a lock at the stake, because for sure people who will read our comics are people that really like our project, not only investors. So for them to make a stake, it's actually not so important as it might be for an investor, because I don't want to lock my rewards here because I just want to invest. But people who really like comics will happily lock them because they are not really just into investing, they are also there for our products. So that's how it's going to work in the future along with the DEX. And monthly there will be new editions, and also people who own CryptoFastPen will be able to vote on how the history should continue. There is, I think, 100 CryptoPass or 200, so only few people will be able to do this. But this is how it's going to work, especially about the comics, And about the reach to earn, indeed, we already, as I told you, made a partnership with a fintech that we are in fact discussing about this, and it is possible. We don't know how to make this, but I do think it's a thing that we might leave a little bit more to the future, because we've seen a lot of projects like Move to Earn or Drive to Earn that didn't really went very well. I can say that one of the problems of the projects I saw was the NFTs itself. A lot of the NFTs gave a huge amount of reward in tokens. As I told before, we don't intend to do that. You can't give infinite money to anyone that ain't healthy. But yeah, we intend to do this, but in a little different way. Maybe people won't earn so much from reading, but they will earn from reading because, as I told you, that's our main focus of our project. We don't want to make you a millionaire by reading. I can't promise you that. That would be insane, But it is possible for you to earn while you read, of course, but not as much as other projects promised for other people. Because if you start to thinking as well, you are kind of having fun, So it's different. You can't be millionaire. Of course, sometimes you can, but by just only having fun, by just reading. But it's possible for you to earn, for example, $100 in a month by only reading few hours a day. That would be huge, That would be a huge thing.
Thank you very much. I have other questions, but I will ask it in your Telegram group. Let me give space for other people. I wish you success on your project.
Thank you, man. I appreciate your question.
Okay, thanks, Azikesh, for asking a question. And do you have time for one or two more questions to ask? Because I see a lot of people are raising their hand, and some of them just sent their questions in the chat.
Yes, no problem. And if you guys have any doubt, also before the voice chat, you can chat with me even by audio in my private. There's no problem for me. I answer anyone. So let's answer the question. No problem.
Okay, we'll just take two of the questions. We are just ahead of the time. So Nathaniel, go ahead. You are unmuted.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Okay. My question is all about your NFTs. How do you plan on increasing your NFTs? And secondly, my question is about your private sale. Your private sale, like say, is 1%. So how do you plan on increasing your private sale because it seems to be low? That's my question.
Yes, about the private sale itself is have already ended that it was really a small amount, and our main focus, as I told you now, is our private sale. We are working our pink sale, our pre-sale effect. We are working really hard to be on trend right now, and also, as I told you, I do know there are a lot of people that are interested in our project. We just need this first, how can I say, the start, you need a little help in the start, because once the things start in heading, I do know there are a lot of people that will join us and they are interested. About our NFTs, to make an NFT valuable, it's really hard because in fact it doesn't have any value. But if you think very well, nothing the world really has. People gave the value to things. And for NFTs, one thing that is very important is for sure, the first of all, your own community. You have to have a strong community, as the guy before here said, oh, I like comics. People who really enjoy our products, who really enjoy your NFTs, that come first from our community. And after, it's you need to think that an NFT isn't really essential. You don't need it for living. So what makes people have interest in this also are the people who are using them, the people who will read their comic books, the people that will see our NFTs. These NFTs word things is a thing that work very well along with the hyped people. When they read or show your NFTs, they bring with them a lot of people as well, even if they aren't from the comic books itself, maybe from people from the cryptocurrency world see someone talking about their NFT, they start to take a look. And now of these together with our records, with NFT having their own voices, with the histories come along, with the lores on YouTube about our characters, all of these together that will give value to our NFTs as well. They don't have a price yet, and we intend only to put a price after our first comic release, because I've seen this before. I was in a game project once that was a huge game. Even they went on Yahoo Finance, but they didn't go well because they put the marketplace too soon. They put the marketplace open. They were selling the NFTs, and we bought each NFT for like 0.002 BNB, and in the market they were for less than this because they released the marketplace too soon. Although it was one of the greatest projects I ever saw at the time, they made a little mistake of putting the price before people really know the value of their NFTs. So it was cheaper than the private sale they made. So that's also things that you need to be concerned about when to release things as well. Because if I put a price on an NFT right now, might even sound strange for you. Well, why is that the price? You know, you need to first give value to them, then we put a price.
Okay, Nathaniel, does it answer your question? Nathaniel, we can hear you. I hope it answers your question, and we'll just take one more question from the chat. I see a lot of questions. Okay, I have read few of the almost all questions, and there's one question which I like. I'll scroll to it. There was there was a community member, Ibrahim. He is asking that how will the music production via your NFT platform work? Do you have all the necessary instruments and systems which a musician may need, and would there a subscription before they are able to use it?
Yeah, so that's another thing for CryptoFanNetworks. It ain't as easy as CryptoFanatics to educate our public, because we really need to aim at people mostly outside cryptocurrency, CryptoFanNetwork. We need to show them as an opportunity, as it will also be for them to show their work and receive an amount from it. So we will have a team that will be there to give every advice and every need they help. Also it's important, as you can see in every other website in the world. For this CryptoFarm records, I would like to have our platform, and in our platform, as in any other website, there need to be the most asked questions, and it answers as well. That will make you a lot of times you need to work intelligent with how you educate people, because it's easier to make, for example, you spend like 2 days make one beautiful and very, very, very good made video, and okay, you lost 2 days, but this video may be the answer for a lot of other people. So in fact, you are making your time more productive when you do this kind of things. You can see that Amazon has it, every e-commerce in the world has it. That's also a thing we need to focus for CryptoFanNetwork. We need to make it very, very easier for people to join it. It can't be hard, because although musicians in future will start to look for us, to work with us, and then it is easier. When people are looking for you, they are also interested in studying to join your project. But the first ones, we have to make partnerships with musicians that are already know, or even get people here, musicians from our crypto currency world, and also promote them as well in our platform. For example, we find a gem musician that has a lot of good talent, or a thing like this, we need to promote him as well, because he will be, for example, an example for other people from cryptocurrency world to join us as well, to join our platform. So that's how we need to work on CryptoFanNetwork to make it possible for people to join it. We need to also give them more access, for example, than CryptoFanatics.
Okay, that was quite an answer. I hope Ibrahim gets the answer. Okay, guys, we are running out of time. We are already ahead of the time, and it was really great talking to you, Ozzy, and you guys seem legit and confident and doing really great things with this CryptoFanNetwork project. So, could you please state the last words if you have any?
Okay, so again, I would like to invite all of you guys to join our pink sale. I also have another meeting in few hours. That this won't be a voice chat. I in fact have a meeting with maybe a surprise partnership. I can't review or even talk about it now. But yeah, we just need to get a little bit more in our start, so I can really go to the communities we work with, the partnerships we go with, and show them here we are going well. You guys can be, how can I say, you don't need to worry. You can trust us. It's not a thing that I don't know what are the fear of some people about this as well. I even searching, asking people what would make you not invest in our project. For example, I always did, in fact, in every project we need to understand what make people away from your project, what keep pushing them away. So I'd like to invite you guys. We have a huge reward for the biggest purchase on our pink sale, and that's a huge opportunity for you guys. And also, once you invest, I do believe a lot of other people will be confident to invest as well. I can assure you that we've been working really hard, and there are indeed people interested in your project. We just need to get this first step. I would like to give the opportunity for our group as well. And that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was really a pleasure for me to be here.
Yeah, we enjoyed talking with you. You guys, you were just awesome, and it was our pleasure to have you guys here. So thank you so much for being here, and have a good day.
Have a good day, guys.
Okay, so community members, AMAs are for the educational purposes, and now you should do your own research before apping in any of the project. And because we just conduct these kind of AMAs for educational purposes to just let people know how these projects are working and what they have in store for the investors. Okay, now I won't take much of your time. We'll just move to the giveaways. I have prepared a list of the participants. I'll share my screen with you guys, and if anybody's name is not in it, just raise the hand. But before raising the hand, see the list. If it is possible that your name is on it. I'll just share my screen in a moment.